His people cannot make him better. They can try, but they can't do it. They can get him to walk to a church, but they can't even get him to hold the Bible correctly. They can't get him to follow through, read scripture, say something, make a prayer. It is impossible to make this president better. And at a time like this, the void in leadership is painful for this country. Casey Hunt, there were some Republicans who came out and finally criticized the president. They said what happened was wrong during that photo op and the forceful way that the protesters were dealt with and pushed away, and they were peaceful. There were some Republicans who supported the president, and then there were others that were late for lunch. Explain that.
Yeah, Mika, I mean, I think that this is part of why, Joe mentioned that Republicans and the president and his team are now trying to say that tear gas was not used in Lafayette Square, and we know from our on-the-ground reporting by our Garrett Hake and others who were in the square that there were, without question, chemical agents used in the square. And, this was something that did get negative reactions.
Let's watch the Trump Republican Party. Those profiles in courage.
Those Republicans subject to a presidential tweet saying, no, this is not what actually happened. I mean, that's why this is important, that the president is trying to change this narrative, that contradicts all of our actual reporting so that he can try to protect himself. But
the Ministry of Truth wants you to put the facts in the memory hole, and they want to tell you what happened. Didn't happen.
In such a time of crisis was not a question.
And you'll see the profiles in courage in a second.
Capitol Hill had any interest in addressing yesterday. Watch, I talked to more than a dozen of them. Senator McConnell, was what the president did last night the right thing to do?
There's the turtle pervy.
Nice to see you. Was what the president did last night right?
Republican from Arkansas. Senator.
Was what the president did last night with the peaceful protesters?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. What? I didn't see it.
What the president did, the peaceful protesters that were dispersed with tear gas.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Was that the right thing to do?
He didn't see it.
What the president did yesterday at St. John's, was that appropriate?
Indiana.
Was it an abuse of power?
Home of KKK.
Senator Roberts, was what the president did last night at St. John's, was that appropriate? Was clearing the protesters an abuse of power? I'm sorry?
Go home.
You don't have any comment on what happened at the White House last night?
The White House protesters, they had a right. I didn't watch that. Old enough to know what happened there.
Senator Enzi, are you concerned at all about what happened at the White House last night?
Sorry, I'm late for lunch. You're late for lunch, all
Do you have any
right.
concerns about what unfolded at the White House last night? Senator Portman, do you think what we saw last night at the White House...
The brave Ohioan.
Cassidy, was what we saw at the White House last night an abuse of power?
Oh, Mr. Louisiana. The doctor.
Come on.